Okay.
I think only I completed the demo.
Okay, whatever it is. Anyway, this is a demo session. So I'm not sure. Just check. Let me wait for others to join. Hi, Fatima. Hello, am I audible? Hi, Fatima. You are not audible.
Yes, you're audible. I can hear you.
Okay. Let's wait for 2 minutes and then I will start my demo. Okay, I welcome you both, Somu and Benazir Fatima, for this particular demo session. So basically, this is going to be a demo session, and I will be walking you through bits and pieces of the code, not entire. Yes, I will be going through some of the course material and how the demo, how the course will be conducted, what are the contents. So those are the things, and also some pieces of hands-on experience will be done as part of this particular training. Okay, so basically, I welcome you for both for the Java course. This is a complete um, hands-on course or a training where I will be giving you time within the training, and you people can understand the concept by trying it out. Okay, so today the agenda, there's a huge list of agenda. You know that this training is a huge training. It's a 3 months training where we will span and we will work on different projects. We will work on different assignments. If possible, I will be giving you some quizzes in between. So those are all the some of the judgments that you can make for yourself. So today, as part of the demo session, I'm just giving you introduction to Java, variables, data types, and I will be showing you your first Java program. And if time permits, I will just show you what is the meaning of bytecode. All right, then these are some of the Java advanced topics. That is Spring Framework, Spring Boot, Hibernate. These are very important from your job perspective. Okay, so for the quick introduction, I forgot to mention your introduction. Please, could you introduce yourself, both of you? So move first, then Fatima. I want
Okay.
your name and the purpose of joining this particular training.
Yeah, hi, this is Somura Paka. I just completed my master's in computer science at University of Northeast. I have joined in this course because I am looking for the Java roles in the market. So I have joined this course.
Okay, welcome, Sonu. Yes, Fatima.
My name is Benazir Fatima and I've graduated in arts. And I'm doing this course just to love for job purpose, obviously.
Okay, so I find that you both are looking for the purpose of job perspective. So from job perspective, if I have to tell you, then yes, core Java is a must, and these are add-ons, and these are some of the hot cake topics of today's market. Okay, so if you have a hot cake, it will get finished in what within a fraction of a minute. So it's the same way. These are the, if you have a complete hands-on, complete understanding of these frameworks, then yes, you get clicked over the job. Okay, so let's get started with the actual course content. So basically, I welcome you both for this particular Java world. It's a huge world, as we need to dive in and we need to swim. James Gosling was the first person who started Java, and initially he came up with the name called as Oak, and later he himself called it as Java. Java is not a full form, short form, abbreviation. It's just a name. Okay, it's just a name. It's a programming language name. And you can find that his favorite coffee cup became the logo of Java. Okay, so this is our logo of Java. So Sun Microsystem was the first owner of Java until 1995. Then Oracle has overtaken and Oracle is now the owner of Java. One good feature about Java is Vora, which is nothing but write once, run anywhere. So when I come to the concept of platform independent, there you will understand what is the meaning of write once and run anywhere. It's a very good, beautiful feature about Java. So basically Java is a programming language, and in particular it's called as object-oriented programming language. So what is the meaning of object-oriented programming language? So to brief you out, so objects are nothing but real world objects. So whatever objects you find in front of you, around you, all that you can make up as a Java code, and it can easily be understood and written. That's one good feature about Java. And without creating, we go on creating the objects in Java. Without creating objects, we cannot work with Java. So Java in the real world. So basically Java is used to develop multiple mobile applications, web applications, lot of desktop applications, gaming, and lots of projects that are based in the corporates are based on Java. So apart from that, there's a big list of devices which work on Java. And if you have the Android phones, especially, those are the best examples of Java in the real world, because Android is itself built on top of Java. Now coming to different flavors, what are the types of Java we have in today's market? So we have this core Java, advanced Java, and micro edition. So basically, the standard edition is nothing but the fundamentals. So the ABC of Java has been covered as part of the standard edition. It is also called as core Java. Then enterprise edition is nothing but it's advanced Java concepts like building the website, connecting to the database. So all those concepts belong to enterprise edition. And micro edition is nothing but it's related to mobile application development. Okay, so generally my sessions are interactive. You can keep asking with your questions in the chat box or by unmuting yourself. And there are recordings for the session also that you can watch them, recap and go to the concepts as and when required. And generally training starts on time. Now coming to how a Java program would look like. So let me just take you to an online compiler here. So this online compiler, we call it as JDoodle. There are multiple online compilers. I will be using one of them. Okay, so I can just go ahead and do Java online compiler and we will find one. Yeah, let's pick this. Okay, yes. So here, so this is line number 1 to 8 is simple Java code. And here is the button how to execute it. And you will find the output in this particular other side. So I just click on run and see what is the output is. Try program miss.pro. So here is that particular sentence. Let's change this to and make it welcome to training. Welcome to Java training. Okay. So now as part of the moment I click on execute or run, there I see welcome to Java training. So this is nothing but a simple Java code displaying certain message here. Generally all Java code, yeah, try it first, and then I will explain you some pieces of the code here. I'm sending the link in the chat box. Please use the link, click on run, change the message as I did, and then let me know if it is fine and error free.
Yeah, it's error free.
Okay, so, Fatima, any questions? Fatima, any questions? Are you able to run the code? Is she there? Okay, we are not able to hear your voice. You can put yes, no in the chat box. Okay, I believe it's working. Is it working? Okay, you can put your message in the chat box. Now coming to the explanation of this particular code, every Java program would bear me with these ads. Generally, I don't use this particular, that's the reason. I will use a better compiler. Yes, this is ad free. Okay. So here we can use this run button on the top. And I want you people to execute this piece of code also. I'm sending this piece of the code in the chat box. You can click on the link and just click on this orange play button or a run button, and you will be able to see the output in this particular black area. I will do that for the same for you. So here you get, this is the output, sum of x plus y equal to 35. So if any of, what is your background, Fatima? Just put me in the chat box, like computer science or non-IT. Okay, who would like to explain me this simple piece of code?
I will explain.
Non-IT, okay, fine, Fatima. Yes, please, go ahead, Somu.
Here in this program, the class name is my class, and here we declared three variables as integers. We have assigned value 10 to the x and value 25 to y, and the addition of two numbers will be stored in the variable z, and we gonna print the value of z using we gonna print the sum of the value of x and y.
Yes, that is 10 plus 25 we are going to add, and you are going to store it in a variable called as z, and that value is getting printed here because of this particular line number 21, which is saying that sum of x plus y, as it is the message is there till here, and z is holding the value which is nothing but 35. 35 is because of 10 plus 25. Now, supposing, so every class begins with, every Java code will have this particular public class. So what is the meaning of class? Class is like a room for the code. All the code has to sit within the class. So we will give the name of this particular class, which is my class. You can give any name. So for example, this code is doing addition. So addition, it does not matter. Output will not change. It will remain the same. So name of the class should be relevant to the code. What the code is doing, it's adding basically. That is why we can keep the name as addition. Why? Because someone who, the third person who sees this code, he must be able to easily identify that, okay, so this class is going to add certain things. That is why it's called as addition. So make meaningful names for classes and all the concepts. Okay. Now coming to this particular line, this is like the main method we call it as. This is the starting point for the code. So this is starting point for the code. So what is the meaning of starting point? So this is like a room for our Java code. Okay. The class is nothing but it starts here. Curly bracket means it starts here, it ends here. But who is the starter? There should be some starter. The moment I click on play button, it will first look for this particular line, which is called as public static void main. That means it could be in line number 16, it could be line number 100, it could be line 100, 200. Wherever this line is, it will first look for this particular line of code. From here, it will go on executing line by line. So basically, this is like the main door of our room. This is the room. Who is the main door? This particular person is the main door through which the code enters and it does all the work. Now coming to what are these? These are nothing but Somo. I am sure you must be knowing the very basic level, but to help Fatima, I'm just explaining the concepts in depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is from a non-IT background, so I have to take her into the world of coding now. So you can understand that how difficult a non-IT person will find it hard to understand.
Yeah.
Basically, we are storing this particular X. So similar to our algebra, mathematics algebra, we have these variables x, y, z, or p, q, or whatever we used to use. Similar to that, x is a value which is holding the value 10. Int means it is an integer value, plus or minus numbers. Similar, this is also an int value. Y is holding the value 25. This is also an int number. Z is holding the value. Z is holding the value x plus y. So we are basically adding the two numbers. Adding the two numbers. Sorry. Adding the two numbers. And here, any message you would like to print on the screen, this is system.out.println. And whatever you use in double quotes will be displayed as it is. This will be displayed as it is. So supposing I give here addition of two numbers and just put some dots. This will be the message as it is, it will get displayed. And Z is the value which will contain this value. Let's change some values here, 20 and 50. And let's change X to, sorry. Let's change X to num1 and Y to num2 and Z, let's call it as sum of num1 and num2. And instead of Z, let's make it sum, because in this time you are giving the value as sum. So this makes more meaning, readability point of view. Okay, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number sum where we are adding. Instead of using those random values x, y, z, let's make the things more meaningful whenever you're coding. Well, let me just execute here. What should you see the output? Both of you put me in the chat box. I already got it. So basically we are trying to get addition of two numbers and the sum is printed as 70. 70 is nothing but 20 plus 50. A simple addition code and you will be able to find the things. Now supposing if you have to multiply, just change the symbol here and you will get the multiplication. Let's see. So you should get 1000. Yes. So there you get the value as 1000. So similarly, subtract something where some values, you must be able to see minus 30. So we are able to do certain calculations out of all these methods and we are able to work with the code. Okay, so with knowing that simple code, who can tell me what will this code print? This is the Java code and I want the output. Any attempt?
Happy Java coding.
Correct. Yes, this is the second time you are in this particular slide. Yeah. Yes, this I keep repeating for everyone. So it's like the same training I have to take. No other option. Okay, Fatima, did you understand how or why? Okay. Would you explain in simple words which line, what is doing?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Actually, this is just printing out this happy Java coding documents.
Yes.
Right.
Why?
Because there is no integer involved in it in documents. This is
Okay.
printing out Java.
So basically, I have a public class. I told you again that without class, you cannot write any code. Class name this time is student. Curly brackets. Curly brackets are nothing but the class starts here, it ends here. And you have, this is a comment, okay? Comments are just for information. And I have this line here where it says the code will begin from here. And this is the curly bracket. It starts here and it ends in the last but one line. Then we are trying to print a message saying that system.out.println. We call this as CISO or sysout. We call it with different names. And we are just putting this message. That is why we are able to see the output as happy Java coding. Now, these two lines, which are forward slashes, we call them as comments. These are only for information. It will not disturb the code. So here I want to cover the concept of syntax. So I want to mention what is the meaning of syntax. Syntax are certain rules that are to be followed in order to write any Java code, that we call it as syntax. So that is why I have just given a message here. Syntax means rules, and there are certain rules we need to follow as part of all coding languages. Now coming to this Java is platform independent. Okay. So this is one important interview question, generally definite interview question, which will be asked for all the freshers. So basically, if you have a Java file, it will have a .java extension. Okay. So any file which is Java, which will have a .java as the extension. Say for example, I have a code saying first Java program and .java. Okay, just like .txt for our text files. .java is the extension for all the Java coding. On compilation, compilation means checking the errors. So if you want to check the errors, you have to compile the code. If you find any errors, then you have to go back and fix the errors. In case it is error free, it is not having any errors, then an intermediate file gets generated and it's called a dot class file. Okay, so now what happened? .java file has another file called as dot class file. So this file is called as bytecode, and this, because of this, Java becomes platform independent. Why or how? I will address that question. So using this bytecode, you can directly use it or execute the code on Linux, Windows, and macOS. So let me tell you an example here. So supposing you are a Java developer and your client machine, that is the person who has given you the job, has a different machine. So let's say you have your Windows and he has your Mac OS. So in that case, you don't have to actually give him the actual Java code. So we don't work with, whenever we want to hand over the things, say for example, banking application, you will not give any Java code to them. They want the application ultimately. So that application will be having dot class files, and this is what we have to use, and we have to give it to customers also. So if you give, and if you want to work with macOS, yes, it will be executing. Or if you want to execute on Windows, yes, this dot class file works. Linux, yes, it works. So basically, only Java developers will need .java file, and the customers will be interested only in your dot class files. They'll not be interested in what you have written as part of Java code, unless there is a big issue. Okay, so that is why we call Java is platform independent, because of this bytecode which can be executed on Mac, Linux without any changes. This dot class files work easily. Now I would like to just take a minute back and stop this particular thing. I will show you hands-on once you take up the actual course. Okay. And yeah, I will show you how to generate the dot class file, what is compilation, what is execution. All those details I will be giving you in the actual course. Now coming to this particular piece of code, I will quickly write a code for laptop. Okay. So what we will do, we will take out all the lines of code. Please scroll up. I will just delete all the lines of code here. I will just write a code for, let's say, public class, and let's say mobile. Okay. So mobile is an next to me device. Everybody will be having next to. Let's make up the code. So we will just display the brand of the mobile. Okay. Public. So this is how it will start the piece of the code. Public class. Name of the class is mobile. We need to have the starting point for our class, which is this open curly bracket. It has to be closed. Any curly brackets which you open has to be closed. They're a little cranky, but once you start understanding, it will become very easy. Next, we need to start our code. So for that, we need public static void main. Let's use public static void main. See, Java is case sensitive. Okay. So uppercase letters, small case letters, you have to be careful. So whenever you come across this keyword string, it has to be, S has to be always capital letters. Then square brackets, ARGS. Again, we have to start the code. Make sure you close the code. The moment you hit enter, it will be automatically added for you. And let's say I have a string brand of the mobile. You're all US, so we will use iPhone. Okay, happy iPhone. Okay, whatever is the version, I am not sure. Okay, let's display the brand. So system.out.println, and we will use brand is. And so if you just use brand is and execute, okay, you can find some error that every line of the code will end up with a semicolon. I have missed that in line number 6. That is what it is showing an error. So let's go back. Here is line number 6. I'll just put a semicolon and execute. So we are just able to see brand is, actual brand is not getting displayed. So how do I add it? Any thoughts? Tell me the line number, what I have to edit.
System.out.println brand is, like, we have to edit there. Just
Yes.
this is the name.
Yes. We will put a plus. Plus means join the words. Okay. And here we will put the variable. So this is my variable which is holding the value iPhone. So I will use here brand. And let's try to execute. Hi, Ami. The other day you were there. So now we are able to see brand is, and the brand of the phone is visible. So this is how you can try to create simple pieces of the code. So initially, you don't have to worry about writing the code by yourself, but make sure you people, those who are from non-IT, you must be able to just write the code as it is. If you get simple errors, try to fix the errors by yourself. That is expected. After some 10 days, what is expected is you write small pieces of the code by yourself without any help. I expect that from you. Then after 20 days, you must be able to explain certain concepts with the code. So that is what is the expectation. That is how I will keep up with it. And also I will give you certain topics for explanation where you will have to do some hands-on explanation of that particular concept. That is how my training will go. And yes, core Java is a must. So unless you understand core Java, you cannot go ahead with the Spring framework. You cannot go ahead with the Hibernate. Advanced Java concepts will be very difficult. So make sure the first steps and the basics are very firm. Okay. So yeah, please go ahead, create a code called as mobile. Try to display the brand, and if possible, add your name also. Go ahead, create the code, delete all the lines of code, do not edit any existing lines of code. Make sure this S system S is capital, okay? S is capital. Okay, try it and let me know if you have any errors.
Like, ma'am, what output should I have to get?
Check no what you can get. Add more information like
Oh,
brand is there. What else can you add for the mobile?
yeah.
Price or our camera pixel, or just give a message like this is a wonderful brand. Yes, you can share. Yes. Yes, I can see your screen. My recent favorite. Yeah, that's good. Yep. Okay, that's good. I was able to see your screen. Good, Fatima. Yeah, you can stop sharing. Put some other message. Somu should be done. Would you like to share your screen?
I'm doing 1 minute. Just a minute.
Sure. Ami, what about yours?
I just like opened the doodle, so I'll send you just quickly.
Okay. In case any doubts, you can ask me.
Shall I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is output.
Yes. Correct. Okay, that's good. Version you have added. Great. Okay, you can stop sharing. Okay, fine. So this is how you can go ahead. So strings is the data type which will help us to put some text values. So if you want to use certain text values, yes, then we'll be using the data type called as strings. Supposing we want to use numbers, then better go with int. Int price equal to, and you can don't use double quotes. Only for strings we will use double quotes. For numbers, you can just put whatever 30, $40. You can just add the value here that you can just display. You can put one more system.out.println. I'll just copy it, Control C, Control V, and I can just use this instead of brand. Rice is, and the value that is price. There I must be able to see first line as iPhone and the price is 30. Now, if I remove this ln, okay, so they have given system.out.println. So if I take out ln from print, let's see what happens. From the first line, I just took out ln. I'll just execute. So it is coming all together in the same line. So basically, the meaning of ln is go to the next line. Okay. So I put ln, just have a look at this before output. And now it will be split into two different lines. So if you want the next cursor to blink in the next line, then we will use ln. If not, do not use ln. So now, then why do you use these variables? Okay. So let's understand why there is a requirement that we have to use these variables. So I can just write directly here iPhone. I can use this and I can just put the value here in double quotes. Correct. Yes, double quotes we need to use. And I can just put the value. I get the same output. Then what is the purpose of variables is a question. So basically, so supposing I want a change. Now I want to use Samsung. Okay. Supposing if I would have used iPhone directly in my code in 10 places. Okay, code will generally not be so small. Code will be like huge, like 1,000 lines, 10,000 lines of code. Supposing I would have directly written iPhone in 10 or 20 places, then every time, everywhere I have to change Samsung. Now we have replace, now we have all that, but it is a tedious job to change everywhere. Instead of that, if you have used this particular brand variable, whatever value you change, it will be only, we have to only work with one place. Wherever it has been used, it will be reflected automatically. So let's see. Okay, now automatically. So supposing I had one more line of code and which says again uses brand, right? So in that case, only if I make the change in this particular line, the value, it will get reflected because we are directly using a variable name and not the direct value. That's the purpose of variables. Similarly, price. Price is today $30. Tomorrow it may be $130, right? So in that case, if you want to change the price everywhere by hard coding, we generally call this as hard coding. By directly giving the values, it becomes difficult to change the values at the later point in multiple places. That is why we come across the purpose of variables. Okay, so now we have some time, 5 to 7 minutes. So let me ask some few questions. Okay, so yes, tell me.
I just run the code and it got error. Can you check what's the error?
Yes, please share your screen. Somu, could you give a try on what is the error?
Yeah.
Run the code and let him see first the error. Yes.
At the end of the line, end of the statement, keep the flower bracket. One parenthesis left is missing. I mean,
I think she has kept that. See, whenever you are writing the code for the class, line number 1, you cannot have.
instead keep underscore between them, not space. Don't use space. Like keep underscore between mobile and features.
Either you can use underscore or you can use the words, join the words. Okay. So basically what happens is if we cannot have spaces, there are certain rules which we need to follow. Clear? Is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
All right. Thanks, Somu. That's good. Okay. Fine. You could stop sharing. Okay. Thank you. So basically, whenever you write your class name, if it has multiple words, slowly I will introduce all those concepts. I cannot do it in day one. We will be learning throughout the course what is the coding convention, what is the naming conventions, all that will be conveyed to you. We have different separate slides for those. I'll just take to there. See how you have to write the variables. If separate sessions are there, what is the naming convention? How you have to follow. The corporate level naming conventions, certain rules are to be followed. That's the good way of doing the Java code. Okay, so good that Fatima, you asked me about that particular error. So now I was saying about the quick questions which I would like to ask. Okay, so yes, first question to Fatima. Can you explain me what is this line of the code? What is the purpose of this? Check your mic settings. No, it's very feeble, or come closer to the mic.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, it's clear now.
I'm saying I think it is just the starting point of any code.
Correct, correct. Okay. Somu, could you help us explain this particular line of code?
Yeah. Here we are declaring the one variable as an integer and a variable name is price, and we are declaring the value of price is 30.
Correct. Okay. Ami, could you explain me line number 1?
So here, like, we are declaring a class and its name mobile.
Correct. Okay. Fatima, what are the curly brackets here meant for?
These actually close the code.
Yes, right. Which is the what? Which is what? Like this is what and this is what? Come closer to the mic.
The 8th line bracket is for public static void,
Correct.
and the last one is for mobile.
Correct.
public
Class.
mobile.
Class. So how do you know? Just click one of the curly brackets, it will get boxed, and the matching curly bracket will get highlighted. It will also be boxed. The moment I click here, the other one will be boxed. So that is how you can make out that, okay, these are the matching curly brackets. Curly brackets are very cranky when it comes to huge lines of code. Okay, fine. Ami, could you help me explain this particular line of code?
So it will display the message like the price of the, like, phone.
Correct. Correct. Okay, and the last one for you, Somu. What is this line?
It will print the value of the brand, the
Correct.
variable.
Yes. So is it necessary that I have to use something in double quotes or need not be?
Need not to be. It's just
Yes,
whatever we keep in the double quotes, it will print the statement, print the
as it
line.
is, correct. I can just take out this there if I don't want to have that information here. I can just run the code just to check directly the brand also. Say Samsung price. It will just print that way. Okay. So fine people, I think we learned some basic level coding, and as you take up the course, it's going to be a huge amount of topics and too many things will be on your plate. So almost all my sessions will have an assignment on daily basis, which should help you in order to catch up the concept, revise the concepts, and the more you follow up with those assignments, come back to me with questions. I'm here to help you with all pieces of the code. Okay. Yes, it's time for me to close the session. In case if you have any questions, you can ask me now. So no questions. Is it 100% understood or 0%? I'm not sure.
Understood. Understood.
Huh?
Yeah, I understood, ma'am.
All right. Okay.
Did I miss
100%.
anything today? Like, I think I joined little late. So,
No issues. Once you take up the actual course, again, the things will repeat.
okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Benazir. Thank you so much. And Ami, let's catch up. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.